Hello, everybody. I am back to help you do this thing called life. So, I was praying for you this morning, and one of the things that was on my heart, yesterday I talked about how we have entered that last quarter of 2020, this last quarter, and there are so many possibilities uh, for what the end of our year can look like. Well, this morning I started thinking about the lessons that I have learned over 2020. Um, Lessons, once you learn them, you take those lessons with you. When you learn them for real, you can take them with you for the rest of your life. And I remember just thinking this morning, like, oh God, the stuff that I learned during this season, please help it be to me like my multiplication tables. Look, I learned those things in third grade 40 years ago, and I still know them. That's how I want these lessons to be that I've had to learn because they were not easy lessons. They were not lessons that I would have chosen for myself. Um, but I tell you what, I wouldn't have the faith that I have sitting here today if I had not gone through those trials. So I'm grateful for what I went through. And even as you look, over the past 9 months, the things that you've gone through, when I look back, I was looking back at some stuff, or when I was in the midst of it, I was like, God, why I had to be like this though? Like why? But then I was grateful because I want to learn the lessons now. I believe I'm headed somewhere. I believe that God is going to use me to do some things. I believe that He's going to do some things through me, to me, in me, for me. I don't want to get where I'm going and then have to learn a lesson that I could have learned at this level. So I'm glad to be learning it at this level. And there was something that the Lord said to me that just blew me away. Because one day I was kind of sitting there looking like, man, I just wish I had never even done it. I hate that. And I'm sitting here going, if I had only known. Because, oh, hindsight is 2020. And it's like the Lord said, hindsight is 2020 for that season. But it's foresight for the next season. Whew. Hindsight is 2020 for the season you just went through. But when you spin that thing and gain a new perspective, spin the perspective. Hindsight was 2020 for where you just came from, but it's foresight for where you're headed. That thing blessed my life. And I was glad that I went through what I went through when I went through it. Because I don't want to have to learn that at the next level. I want to learn it now while it's still a small thing. Even though it got to me, it built my faith. I know God in ways now that I didn't know Him then. So anyway, y'all be encouraged with that. Whatever lessons you learned, yeah, look back at it. But don't look back with regret. Look forward with the revelation. All right. This has been One More Minute with Marcy. I'll be back tomorrow with another moment of momentum producing motivation. Until then, stay encouraged. And remember, you gotta flutter before you can fly. But flying is in your future.